friends, what's up? My name is Joss and welcome back to Squibbles Reads. Today we are going to go through my March book haul, some of the books I bought myself and some of them were sent to me by publishers. So the first book that I got is actually the most beautiful book in my possession and it is called The Nest by Cynthia Dupree Sweeney. The cover is mint green and it has the gold foil and it is just so gorgeous. It's about 4 siblings and they are all pretty unlikable in their own way and they're pretty well off. The oldest sibling, Leo, got behind the wheel when he was drunk and his passenger was a 19-year-old waitress. She ends up severely injured after the accident and he has to pay for her medical expenses, which cuts into their trust fund, and you see their lives change in the face of the relocation of this money. The Nest has been highly praised and the cover is just so beautiful, so I'll definitely be picking it up soon. The next book is called Behave by Andrea Romano Lax. If any of you guys have taken undergrad psych, you'll probably remember that John Watson is the founder of the American School of Behaviorism. Well, this book chronicles the life of his wife and the mother of his 2 children, and her name is Rosalie Rayner. It's set around 1928 and they met when she got a coveted position as Watson's assistant where he worked at Johns Hopkins University. Behave is basically a fictional biography of her life. It discusses women who are involved in science and psychology and love and family. Then I got What Is Not Yours by Helen Oyoyemi, and it is a short story collection. All the stories center around the key to something, so like the keys to a house, the keys to a secret, the keys to someone's heart. I've heard nothing but good things about this and I've been really digging short story collections lately. This next book was actually sent to me by mistake. I was supposed to get another book but I got this one instead. It's called The Moor's Account by Layla Lalami. I had no idea what this book was about and it was a total surprise, but I looked it up and it's been pretty revered and praised. It was a Pulitzer Prize finalist and it was nominated for the Man Booker Prize. It is the fictional memoir of the first Black explorer of America, and people called him Estebanico, and he traveled to America with a crew of 4 people and his master's name is Durantes, but Estebanico was the only one of the 4 members of his crew to survive. It's not exactly what I tend to pick up, but I will definitely give it a go. And of course I had to pick up the books that I plan on reading in Genreathon, the readathon that I'm hosting between April 10th and 17th. I got 4 from the library, but the one that I bought was The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. If you want to find out what other 4 books I plan on reading, I will link my Genreathon announcement and TBR down below. Up next we have Sisters of Heart and Snow by Margaret Dillaway. As you can probably tell from the title, it's about 2 sisters. Their names are Rachel and Drew. Their mom is a Japanese woman named Hikari who is diagnosed with dementia, and she gives the power of attorney to Rachel over her husband Killian. Killian is an oppressive and domineering figure in the family, so you can probably tell that he does not take too well to this. Hikari, in her dimension, has a moment of clarity and she asks Rachel to go into her sewing room and find a book which is the epic legend tale of Tomoe Gozen, who is a female Japanese samurai. It is a tale of love, loss, and strength set in 12th century Japan, which is interwoven with their lives that are set in the present. I've had my eye on this for a while, so I'm super excited to start it. In my last Hidden Gems video, which I will link down below, I introduced a book called A Fierce and Subtle Poison by Samantha Mabry. I did go into a lot of detail in that video, so I am not going to talk about it too much here, but it is a tale that interweaves legends and mythology and magical realism, and it comes out next week on April 12th. This would not be a Squibbles haul if I did not pick up a few thrillers, so here I have The Pocket Wife by Susan Crawford. It's about a woman who was murdered named Celia, and our protagonist is her neighbor Dana. Dana was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Around the time of her disappearance, she was experiencing a manic episode and has a few holes in her memory. She can't really piece together what actually happened, so the evidence starts coming together and she's actually one of the prime suspects. We get to find out if she actually did it or not. You'll probably see this in an upcoming Thrillers and More Thursday. I heard of it on BookTube, but I forget from who. But it's been on my TBR for quite a while. I also have Jacoby by William Ritter, which has been marketed as Doctor Who meets Sherlock, and that sets the bar super high. It is set in New Fiddleham, New England, and we meet a girl named Abigail Rook, who becomes the assistant of Jacoby. Jacoby is a private investigator who has the ability to see supernatural beings, and in this first case, there is a serial killer on the loose. The police think that it is just a human, but Jacoby thinks that it is some non-human being. I'm very excited for this one because I love Sherlock and I also love a good mystery. The next couple books have been floating around BookTube quite a lot lately. The first one is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I don't know too much about this one. I think it's like a space opera on Goodreads. I mean, a ton of people have been talking about it and the cover is gorgeous. Some people have recommended it to me, so I definitely had to pick it up. And of course, I hopped on the Ferrante Fever bandwagon, so I picked up My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. So we are at the last book, and like I said, this is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, so I was so happy when it turned up in the mail. I've been really digging Nordic noir lately, so this book is The Crow Girl by Eric Axel Sund. It comes out in June, but I'm probably going to start it after I finish this round of books because I legit cannot wait. It is a thriller, of course, and it's set in Stockholm. One day in a Stockholm city park, they find the body of a young boy who was brutally beaten. They think that this is an isolated incident, but two more bodies show up, and to make matters a little bit trickier, the body of the first boy was actually an immigrant who cannot be identified. The lead investigator is named Jeanette Kilberg, and she consults with an expert on psychopathic perpetrators throughout the book. It is a huge book. Like, if you look at this, it's massive, but I actually can't wait to start it. So that is it for now. If you guys have any comments, questions, or anything else, please leave it down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!